A lot of people will be like, yes, I scheduled an emergency appointment and they rejected me. Are you doing it right? Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode on my YouTube channel. My name is Ola, and on this channel I provide tips on how you can study abroad, ranging from application process to funding details to how you can get your visa approved. Sometimes I also vlog about lifestyle, and I sometimes also do travel vlog, basically anything interesting happening in my life. But my most popular videos has always been tips on study abroad. If you are new here, welcome to the family. And to all my old and existing subscribers, you guys are the real MVP, and I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to watch my video to support me. Thank you so much. I see you and you are much well appreciated. In today's video, I'll be telling you how you can schedule an emergency appointment, an emergency visa appointment at the US Embassy. How you can schedule it. Remember, like in the last video I talked about, you're not seeing date at the embassy, and I stated tips on how you can navigate that situation. And I told you that if you're unable to get date at the long run, the worst case scenario is that you schedule an emergency interview. So in today's video, I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to walk you through the step-by-step process of how you can schedule an emergency interview. So if you like this video, do not forget to give my video a thumbs up. Do not forget to comment down below. Do not forget to share my video. Do not forget to click that red button, that's the subscription button, and turn on the post notification so you can get notified anytime I have a new video coming up. Okay, thank you. The thing you need to know when you want to schedule an emergency appointment is that you need to have an initial date. You need to have an initial date, and this date must be after your start date, because a lot of people will be like, yes, I scheduled an emergency appointment and they rejected me. Are you doing it right? Although I'm not going to say that even if you are doing it right, they might not approve you, but like also you also want to make sure that you are doing it right. You want to make sure that you are doing the right thing. So make sure that you have chosen a start date, like you have an initial date that is after the start date of your program, and it is start date, not the earliest arrival date. Because like if you look at your I-20 usually have like a start date of like, okay, like probably you are starting by August 20, and they will tell you that your earliest arrival date is July anything, like maybe July 19 or July 20 or whatever. That is like the time you can enter the US. You can only enter the US a month to your start date. That is why they always put it as the earliest arrival date. That is the date you can enter the US. That is like the earliest date you can enter the US. But when you are requesting for an emergency appointment, you need to have an initial date that is after the start date. Even if it's like 2 days after the start date, yes, you are still on the right track. So the first thing is you should make sure that you have an initial appointment that is after the start date. The second thing you want to make sure is that you have paid your service fee and you have paid your visa fee. Yes, you have paid your service fee and you have paid your visa fee, because you need to upload all of these documents when you are requesting for the emergency interview. You will need all of those documents. The number 3 tip is that you want to make sure that you are requesting for this expedited interview date 60 days to your start date. I know a lot of people will be like, yes, I requested for it 120 days to my start date and they approved me. That is it. You might be lucky. Grace might speak for you, but the normal law is that you request for it 60 days to your start date. So you count from your start date, not your earliest arrival date. From your start date, you count it down, and 60 days, within 60 days to that date, you can request for your emergency interview. So make sure you are not requesting before then. Make sure you are requesting within 2 months or 60 days before your start. So know that you will have to submit your documents. You have to submit your original I-20. Please do not submit a photocopy. All the documents that you'll be submitting should be original documents. You obviously, like, it's not like you are submitting it, you are giving them the original documents. You are just giving them a scanned copy of that. So you are going to submit your original documents like your I-20 stating your start date. So basically, let us move to the process of requesting for an emergency interview. So you log in into the US USICS website, which is like the CGI website for visa interview from wherever country that you are coming from. And you will see first off, remember that I said you should have an initial appointment date. So you have this initial appointment date, whether it's 2022 or 2023 or 2024, just pick a date, because obviously like you'll be requesting for an emergency appointment, and the emergency appointment will give you an earlier date. So basically, when you log into that website, you will see, I'm going to attach a picture here. You would see schedule an appointment, schedule an emergency appointment. Click on that. I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to show you that because I'm not requesting for interview date, so I'm not going to be able to show you that. But it does not mean that if you follow this procedure, you cannot schedule an emergency appointment yourself. So basically, click on that schedule emergency appointment and fill the form. Just fill the form correctly. They will ask you for the reason why you are requesting for an emergency appointment, and it's so short and simple. Like the initial date I choose is after my start date, and you would also upload supporting documents to it. Then you submit. So after you submit, the US Embassy will notify you if your request has been approved or not. Now, this is where you need to pay attention to, because I see a lot of people, talk about the fact that, yes, they gave me the date and they sent me an email that I should go and pick the date. But when I got there, I could not see any date. The point is, when did you log in? The date is not going to be available forever. So immediately you get that email, make sure you are logging in immediately. Make sure you are logging in immediately. You won't get email and be like, yes, I'm going to do it later. And then 3 days after, you are logging in. Obviously, the date will no longer be available. So immediately you get that email. And obviously, like when you schedule an emergency appointment, make sure you are checking your email every time, because you never can tell when the email will come. Make sure you are checking your email. Make sure you are checking your inbox in the email. Make sure you are also checking your spam folder in the email, because at times the email might go to spam. Make sure you are checking the email, and immediately you get the email, log in and pick the appointment. So this is the process through which you would use to pick the appointment. Remember that I said earlier that you should have an initial date. So when you get notified by the US Embassy that, you can log into, pick the early dates that they opened for you, what you need to do is you need to, go to the portal, go to the reschedule appointment. When you click on that button, you will need to cancel the previous appointment date. So when you cancel the previous appointment date, then you would see the new available date, the earliest available date, like that is obviously that is before your start date, that is before your program start date. Then you will click that, then you submit, and then you print out your appointment confirmation page, and you go for the visa, and you get the visa. Okay, you get the visa. Yes, there's no negative talk here. You get the visa. So that is it. So that is it about emergency appointment. To be honest, it is something you can do for yourself. It is not something that that requires a lot of tax. It is basically something you can do for yourself. All you need to do is just go to the portal, request for emergency appointment, submit the original necessary documents, and log in immediately. You get the email. Log in immediately. You get the email, and choose your date and get your visa. So that is the end of, requesting for an emergency appointment. Like I said earlier, do not forget to shower me with comments. Do not forget to give your girl a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. That's the red button down below. And share my video to those are trying to get an emergency appointment, but they are unable to. Share my video to them. Till I see you in my next video. Bye.